Matt Letterly here with Let Outside. Thanks for joining me on this dirt biking adventure. I'm in the high desert and it's a beautiful day. Thankfully there's a nice breeze, otherwise it'd probably be too hot to ride, and most of the riding coming up is going to be in the mountains, but today we're down here. I'm riding alone, which I never recommend. I don't care how good you are. It's just a lot safer to ride with at least one other riding partner. It's a very vast trail system, ad hoc trails all over the place. There's no maps that tell you where the trails are. They just go, and you kind of pick and choose which ones you want to ride. So while I'm always worried about injury, especially when I'm alone, in this case I'm also worried about getting lost, and that's easy to do in all these hills and all this scrub oak and all of this pinyon and sage. They all look the same and they can get you turned around in a hurry. I've got a compass with me, and I should have cell service basically everywhere I ride today. So without further ado, let me get suited up and I'll see you on the trail. Oops. I accidentally left the camera settings as they were when I was filming some fly fishing the other day. I normally use hyperview for fast action like this, and unfortunately this linear view doesn't look great, but I corrected that in other episodes. I'm riding at about 60% intensity, mainly because I'm alone, but also because I just wasn't feeling it once I got into the ride. It's annoying when that happens, but it does. And instead of trying to overcome it, I just take it easy because I know I'll have better days. There was no chance of getting to flow state today. And then the breeze stopped and the temperature soared into the high 80s, and with no available shade, the heat got the better of me and I knew I was going to have to cut this ride short. I was having a hard time finding single track and putting them together into a longer trail. I think I just need to become more familiar with this area because I could see it out in the distance, but I didn't want to go out that far given how much time I had to ride this day. A GPS would make riding this enormous maze of unmarked trails a lot safer and easier. Locating the truck in this terrain would have been easier if I was able to click waypoints as I rode. Well, it is definitely a hot one today. And that sand has been challenging me a good bit. I feel like I've never ridden before. I've been on sand too. It's just takes a little bit to get used to, and you gotta really keep that throttle pinned. really like the dirt down here, as well as the unpredictable and varied terrain. So I think I'll be back next year, but a bit earlier in the spring. There are a lot of cliffs and sudden drop-offs, so there's a lot to pay attention to. And even though I could ride this faster, there are countless blind hills which can be super dangerous if you come in too hot. And I always ride more confidently when I'm riding with friends, so I'll bring some the next time. I know they love good dirt too. If you're enjoying this video or any of the other cool activities on the Let Outside YouTube channel, please click those like and subscribe buttons below. Your clicks help YouTube producers all over the world to continue to produce awesome content for all of us to watch. Now let's get back to that video. Riding dirt bikes is a lot more physically demanding than riding snow bikes. Snow bikes are easier to control when you're sitting on the seat, but it's just the opposite with dirt bikes. I've got to be in a 3/4 squat, sort of a ready position, with my butt just a few inches above the seat 90% of the time, so it requires a lot more muscular engagement, primarily in the core, legs, and calves. And there's no shortage of back, shoulder, and arm work. Overall, riding a dirt bike is among the most intense full-body workouts. Most, but not all, of these trails are super flowy and generally in good condition. For me, they're a lot easier to ride than super technical rocky trails, so I generally prefer this kind of riding. I've done the gnarly tech and likely will again, but if I could choose, I'll always pick flowy dirt trails with jumps. Well, I can't find my truck, but I see the road, so I'm not that far off base. I'll go try to find it. And yep, I have super clumsy small wrecks sometimes. They're pretty embarrassing, but I'll take those over some of the other wrecks I've had. Thankfully, no one was watching me, but I've made my riding partners laugh hard at some of the wrecks they've seen me have. I even crashed into a beehive once and got stung 15 or 20 times. And I can say some of my friends' wipeouts have made me fall over laughing. It's just part of it. This one didn't hurt, but I still had to silence some of my live commentary. Well, that was a heck of a ride. I had a hard time finding the truck, and it was a lot hotter than I expected. I went through all of my water. It's a warm one. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.